Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Empower Your Mind for Success podcast, a podcast for anyone who wants to build an entrepreneurial mindset. Is procrastination something that is holding you back? If so, you may want to listen to this podcast. Something interesting happened today. I was invited to an invitational only masterclass session, um, which was around high ticket secrets, or how do you sell high ticket coaching programs, or any product for that matter. And the speaker was passionately talking about how we all need to change our paradigm about money, and why making money, being rich, is not only the right thing to do, but a moral obligation that all of us have towards our families, our communities, and humanity itself. In the session, he spoke about a very interesting point. He didn't know who said this, but he used a quote that made me sit up in my chair. And he said, "Procrastination is the assassination of motivation." And I really thought hard about it, and I kind of, I went back into a flashback mode where I remembered of one of my business attempts where I could really put my finger on procrastination as one of the number one reasons why I believe I failed in that business, or as I always call my failures as learning moments. So I was, this was about maybe about 7, 8 years ago. I was building a IT startup, which was around the healthcare space. We were building an app that would collect physical activity data from multiple activity trackers and allow you to compare yourselves with others. And I was working with my business partner, who's a very good friend of mine. He's still a very good friend of mine. And the thing was, we were already also doing our jobs at that time, and it was not easy to give all the attention to the business. It was tough, and I'm sure you can relate to that, as most of you guys are either working somewhere else or doing your other business, and it's pretty understandable. It's tough to give that time, dedicated time to your business, even though you demarcate hours to work in the evenings on your side hustle, or on your part-time business, or your spare time business, as I call it. So he was working on a different job. I was on a different job, and we met in the evenings, and sometimes he couldn't make it, sometimes I couldn't make it, sometimes it was a family issue, and this led into a downward spiral of procrastination. And whenever we procrastinated, it led us to a um, downward spiral, which impacted our momentum. And whenever we lost momentum, we had to restart. We had so many starts and stops in that business. It's not even funny. But I believe that is one of the big lessons that we learned in that business. But that is how I was trying to connect the dots between what the speaker said and what I learned from it, and how I could connect the dots on that. So if you talk to any entrepreneur, if you talk to a mentor, if you talk to even a very successful executive, I think they will all have procrastination as one of the enemies of being successful. And this could be being successful in either a job or in your business, right? So I think it is important for us to realize and to learn that we need to find ways to deal with procrastination. And we all go through those moments, right? We always tell ourselves, hey, let's take a quick break. Let's watch, a YouTube video for 5-10 minutes to refresh my mind. Let's get onto social media, check my Facebook messages or WhatsApp messages, and those 10 minutes become 30 minutes and an hour, and 2 hours later you realize, oh man, what happened? I lost so much time. And I think this is something that we need to really pay attention to and figure out how we are going to get out of this. So I wanted to share some ideas that I have tried, and maybe that'll help you guys as well to overcome procrastination. Now, before that, before I share some of my learnings, I wanted to remind the listeners that our thoughts, our goals are very, very important, and they shape our future. Your thoughts of today shape your future of tomorrow. That is how important the thoughts are, because thoughts get converted into belief systems get converted into attitudes into feelings, and feelings into action. So whenever we feel lazy, or whenever we're trying to push things out, you always need to arrest that moment, identify it, and remind yourself of the feeling that you are going to get or you associate with achievement of your goal. Now, if you don't have a feeling associated with achievement of your goal, some kind of a visualization, then you need to attach that visualization that lead to a happy feeling, a successful feeling, a feeling of invincibility towards your goal achievement. That is a must. So please do that. You may want to listen to some of my previous podcasts around visualization and goal setting secret number 5, called as Visualize. And that'll give you some ideas around how you can do that. But attaching a feeling is very, very important. And let me explain why now of the learning moments around procrastination. So whenever you feel that lazy, whenever you feel not taking action, I think what you need to do is you need to close your eyes. Don't do this if you're driving, of course, but close your eyes and remind yourself of the feeling. Do some daydreaming, do some visualization of the feeling, or of where you are when you have achieved your goal, how people are applauding you, how the naysayers, all the doubters are now saying that, oh, you were lucky. And they had no clue of how much hard work you have put in, right? Whatever feeling you want to associate with your success, do that and remind yourself of that feeling. When you remind yourself of that feeling, this feeling resides in your subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind will allow you to push your body physically, push your body into taking action. You will immediately jump off your chair, and maybe take a walk around, start reminding yourself of the actions that you need to take, and you will get into the mode of action. Now, remember, the action that you need to take doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be very well thought out and articulated like you would do in a job. In an entrepreneurial world, taking action is key. Doesn't matter how perfect it is. You need to continue to take action, move 1 step, 2 steps closer towards your goal every day, bit by bit. I've always mentioned this in the past, success is boring. And if you do it every day, that is the only way you can get closer to your goal. So remind yourself of the feeling. The feeling that resides in your subconscious mind will trigger your body into taking action. Walk around a bit, get some motion into your body, warm up your body, jump up and down on the same spot, maybe walk fast, whatever works for you. Get your body warmed up and then take the action, and you will be able to get out of the procrastination mode. I've done this multiple times. Actually, this reminds me, I've also seen Brendan Burchard, who wrote the book, the book on the high performance habits of successful people. And he does this, and he teaches and coaches this to others as well. You got to warm up your body, jump around. Tony Robbins does this a lot in his retreats and all the shows. And you need to do this too. It works, guys. It might sound silly in the beginning, but once you get used to it, you will see the magic that comes out of it. So I hope this helps you overcome some of your procrastination. Do share your feedback with me. Leave a comment on this podcast. And if you found value, in this podcast. If this podcast resonated with you, please pay it forward. Please provide this value to someone else by sharing it with your friends or anyone you believe would benefit by listening to this podcast. Remember, you have unlimited potential. Own it. Until next time, take care.